Awesome. Yeah, that's how you do it. Start out small. Get your basic materials, your basic tools. Like a Dremel, got your knife, a heat gun. And start small. Make like a bracelet for yourself or something. A shin guard. Just to get an idea on how you can bend and work the foam. To your needs. Hey, doing good, man. Doing good. Doing good. Enjoying a nice, gorgeous Sunday. Ah, sorry, Thanksgiving went shitty, man. But definitely glad you're here, man. Glad you are here. Helmets are kind of difficult, man. There are a lot of funky, weird bends in helmets. A mask could be easier for you to work with. Because with a mask, you're just working with the front dimension of your face. With the helmet, it's the entire head and the curves and stuff, and getting it the place right, and then figuring out how to get in and out of it. That's kind of challenging. All depends upon the piece, man. To give you an idea, a full suit starts at like 2 grand for a full suit, because it's a lot of work. It's 3 months of work, and it's a lot of parts you got to work off. If it's a helmet, you're looking at starting at $400. It can definitely go up on both cases. Like if you scroll down the screen and you look at my war cosplay, that's about a $3,500 suit, easy. Because it's big, there's a lot to it, there's lights in it and everything else, so it all adds up. Ah, gotcha, Scott, gotcha. Yes, do not ever try that shit by yourself. Get some help. When you're pretty much doing any duct tape form, it will go a lot faster if you can get 2 or 3 people to help apply all that tape and stuff. It'll greatly reduce the amount of time you gotta be in that. So definitely get some help and people you can trust. Cause some folks are a little devious. Yep. Just if you, like I said, scroll down the Twitch screen, you will actually see me in one of my cosplays. Yeah, basically what I do is I have my clients make duct tape dress forms of their bodies, and then have them ship that to me. That way I can stuff it on my end, and it's pretty much the next best thing to actually having them there. I have the actual form of their body, so I can build the armor, you know, right to that form, and know it's gonna fit. Let's make some adjustments here in the shoulder armor. Yeah. Just try to make sure that it stays kind of a wide roundness, not a narrow roundness. So I had to adjust that one because of that. It's a little too tight. But every once in a while, go back and look at your concept art. Just make sure your lines are lining up the way it should be. All that good stuff. Hey, Thanatos, how you doing, man? All right, this is looking good. Just gotta lower this down. Then I'm gonna draw in my glue lines. So basically, I know where to place this piece. Well, all these pieces together after I put glue on it. Saves the guesswork. Okay. So one glue line. And the second one. Go. Ah, thank you, thank you. I'll go ahead and get my glue in here. And I'm going to do this one side at a time. Whenever you work on rounded surfaces like this, always do one side at a time because you're having to forcefully bend the foam to get it into position the way you want it to be, and trying to hold down two sides, yeah, not good. Just do it one at a time. It'll save yourself a lot of aggravation and whatnot. Okay. Now for the other side. And I'll always lay the glue down first, and then I go back over the glue, especially around the edge. And I use the tip of my heat gun here, my glue gun, to smear it out along the edge. Reason why I do that is to reduce what I call the ooze out factor, and that's pretty much the nature of hot glue. It will ooze out if you let it. And you don't want to have all that glue oozing out showing on the part of your armor that everybody's going to see. So by smearing out that glue, that's one of the ways to reduce the amount of glue that might ooze out on top, and in the long run save you a lot of cleaning up to do towards the end before you do your sealing and painting process. Gotta have the magic, man. Gots to have the magic. I'm actually looking to have this thing done by the end of the week, if not Tuesday. If that's what I'm really shooting for. Um, if I'm lucky, by Tuesday, all the paint will be done. Then I'm going to spend about a week applying lacquers to it and varnishes. Um, some of the ones that I use require like 1 to 2 weeks actually to dry. To fully cure, I should say. So, then what I do is after I've painted everything, the first step is I hit it with a spray on lacquer. Because that way it forms a barrier between the paint and the heavy duty lacquer. Because the heavy duty lacquer we brush on, and that tends to sometimes start to lift up the paint because it's such a strong varnish. Um, so yeah, we spray it down first. They have that barrier, and then from there, paint the bad boy down, and then just leave it. Don't touch it. Don't fuck with it. Just leave it. You know. So by doing it that way, it's gonna form a nice, tough UV barrier, so the paint won't fade. You know, it can take dings. You can bump into things with it. You know, and the paint should still stay in place because of that thick, you know, varnish barrier over the whole thing. When I get to that, I make sure I'll show you guys the varnishes and lacquers that I use for that. Yeah, yeah. It's from the Warhammer universe, but I think her name is called War Machine, something like that. Well, her code name is War Machine, but the actual character's name is Sorscha. You can look up Sorscha War Machine and you'll see it pop up. Oh, cool. Very cool, man. Very cool. Yep, that's my name. Don't wear it out. So right now I'm lining up the pauldrons here, so I can do my glue line. Okay. Yep, yep. My name is Da Vinci. I will be your host this afternoon. Welcome to. It's pronounced Da Vinci, just like the artist. So once again, I'm applying it, one side at a time, giving it time to, cool and set before I go to the other side and glue that piece down as well. And always try to do my glue process symmetrically. Like I'm doing this end here, so instead of going and doing this part, I'm gonna go on this side here and do this end and bend it. And then I'll come back over here, I'll do the top section and bend it, and then flip to this side and bend it. So as a better, that's the best way of doing it. If I were to go ahead and glue sides together here, this will not line up like it should. It'll always be kind of, you know, on a slant or cockeyed really. Okay. It's alright, Squabble. I know it's an unusual spelling of the name, but yeah. But I kind of like that, you know. Okay, if you're going to do engraving into foam like I do, um, you can either use one of these big dogs here, or you can use one of the pen knives. Now, I would definitely recommend if you're not used to working with the big ones, definitely get a pen knife, exacto knife. Okay, and you can buy these from like a Home Depot, a hobby store, a Lowe's. arts and craft stores, art stores, they all will sell at least this version here. So I would definitely get this when you want to do, all that fine line work like that into it. Yep, squabble, you got it right. Big one for big one, big stuff. Tiny one for small detail work. Yeah. That's like with my sanders. I have my Dremel for my small detail work. Then I have a mouse sander for medium type sanding that I gotta do. And then I even own a big Ryobi belt sander for big work. Like if I'm doing a sword, and I want to get that clean blade edge, I break out the belt sander and just run it on that. That thing just, ugh, that and foam is godly. It works so well together. All right, so we got those two sides good in place. So next, I have to bend the top. If you want to engrave into wood, um, you're gonna need a drill bit, or actually, you can use a Dremel rotary tool to engrave into wood, and you just change your tip. Now that I think about it, this would be the best option, because it's mechanical. It's powered. And you can get a carbide tip. Let me show you what that is. Carbide tips are solid metal, like this. See how that's pointed? So you can actually do your drawing on the wood directly. Use one of these tips in your Dremel rotary tool, and then if you have the wand like I do, you can just use it like a pencil, and just go ahead and go over your engraving like that. Only thing I can think of Thanatos is maybe he's doing a prop out of wood. A lot of people still. Thank you so much for the follow. Casparius, welcome to the clan. You are now a proud dragon warrior. But yeah,